Hi everybody, welcome back to Sunday Sews, and today I've got two new makes from the very exciting launch of the Everyday Edit from Sew Over It London, and that launched on Friday. So it's a brand new ebook, and I'll try and put some pictures in of the garments that have been made by the Sew Over It team. And if you want to check out more from the pattern insiders, which is what I am, I'm not a pattern tester, I'm a pattern insider. So we just get the chance to make things if we want to in our own fabrics and choices, but it's, you know, quite nice obviously to get that opportunity ahead of the game. So it's not a paid role, we don't have to do it, we do it by our own choice, and we're encouraged to sort of do different things with the patterns if we want to as well. So the patterns are gifted to me, but the fabrics aren't. Hope that's okay. So let's crack on with what I'm wearing first of all, because when we were getting information through about the ebook, I think I mentioned in Friday's vlog that I'm wanting to make some kind of tops, but not sweatshirty tops, like blouse type tops that I can wear with trousers or jeans, but quite in an informal way. And as soon as I saw this blouse, I was like that with my eyes. I was like, yes, this is gonna work for me. So I love it, absolutely love it. So it's called the Jakinta blouse. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly, apologies if I'm not. And you may be able to see it's got a little sort of round collar on that goes right round to the back. You can also make it without the collar, so it's got bias binding inside to finish the neckline off. Feels lovely and comfortable. This viscose is from, or was from, So Affordable. I know Rise Material World do have it at some of their sort of trade stands at the exhibitions and things. It does normally have a cuff, but I went for a elastic bracelet sleeve because I didn't want to have too many things with cuffs, and I know that I've got other things coming up in my, you know, future plans that would have. Having said that, I think maybe the next one that I make might have, who knows. It's got at the very back, I don't know how well you'll be able to see because the sun's shining in, but it's got, when you cut out the back, you cut it on the fold and then you cut out sort of a, it looks like a droplet like shape, like half a droplet, and then you snip it at the top, and that's an opening which is also bias bound. And then it's just finished off with a little like a thread loop. I just did a very narrow elastic loop and a button, which means that I can take it on and off without having to undo the button, because from a dexterity point of view I'm not very good with that. So as I say, you can make it with or without the collar. Lengthwise, I don't know if you'll be able to see, let me see if I can angle down. So I've got it just over my bobs today. I have been wearing it tucked in, so it finishes here on me. I'm 5'6", looks really nice sort of tucked in and just bloused out like so. It's perfect colours for my pants, and like I said, I really love it with my bob pants. So I will get some photos taken. I've had them taken actually. I'll pop those in, and I'm really happy with this make. Normally I make a size 18, but I obviously always check the measurements, and it was coming out as a 20, and my concern was the sleeves, like would they, because I've got quite big arms, would they be big enough? And I did do sort of a toile of the sleeve, and I thought, right, I need to make the sleeve in the 20. So I thought, okay, I'll just do the whole thing in a 20. And if I need to amend it next time to sort of an 18 here or an 18 at the sides, but actually I'm quite pleased with the fit of it. It's a 1.5 centimetre seam allowance on Sew Over It patterns, but there are parts of this that are a 1 centimetre allowance, and it tells you so in the pattern. Very easy make. I don't know what the level is, because I've not got, at the point that I'm recording this, I've not sort of got line drawings and things to show you because the book's not released yet. So when I got my pattern instructions, I've got them, but it doesn't have like the line drawn pictures, so I can't show you those. If I do get them, I'll drop them into the edit before Sunday, so you might see them, but as yet I've not got them. Hope that makes sense, if I've got access to them by then. So yeah, I'm really pleased with it, and I really do think I'll make some more. Something like this, I've got a very long line knitted ready to wear cardigan, very chunky, and that's the sort of thing I'm wanting, something on to wear as a top that's not a sweatshirt for a change, to wear with trousers, and particularly with a long line cardigan over the top if needed. And let's face it, it's autumn, so we're heading into winter, it's needed. The other make, if I've got pictures of this, I'll drop these in. The other make is the Rosemary trousers. Now again, if I've got the line drawings, I will drop these in. You can either make these in a straight leg or a wide leg. I went for the wide leg option. There's also, both options I believe have elastic in the back, a dart in the front, just a very small dart in the front, and I think the option 1 also might have a dart in the back, and has, so they've got sort of the slanted pockets here, and option 1 also must have an opening here with some buttons down there. I know one of the other girls has made those, that's what that looked like. I went for option 2, which is elastic waisted at the back and flat fronted with an interfacing at the front. They feel quite like a tailored trouser, which isn't something that I tend to wear. Maybe more so than I expected when I said, yeah, I'd like to make them. I think there are, just one main change that I would make to these. So I went for the wide leg option. So it's just great that you've got different options on the pattern. It gives you dimensions if you want to do turn-ups. So I think there's a lot within the one pattern for these. This is a suiting fabric from Pound Fabrics. It was like £2.50 a metre in this heather colour. And I think in like a nice wool fabric, these would make up very nicely. The only alteration that I would really make to them is, because I do like a flat front waistband, so I'm cool with that, that's fine. I don't know how well you'll be able to see this. So it's the same pattern piece for the front leg. I don't think you'll be able to see, so I'll just have to talk you through it. But on the wider leg, so you've got a wider leg back piece, and you've got the straight leg back piece. For me, I would like them a little bit wider. I mean, I'm not talking about wide as Suero or lane pants, but just a little bit wider for me. So I think I would probably bring the front pattern piece out a little bit more, just from sort of mid-thigh maybe, and that would give me the proportion that suits me personally better. So there's nothing wrong with the design of the trousers at all. I have seen Sue, that's Ginger Ninja Sews, I've seen a picture of hers and they look gorgeous. We've got very different body shapes and sizes, and Sue looks great in hers, and for me, I need that silhouette needs to come out a little bit more for me. But that's almost like what making a toile's about, and I wanted to share them with you because it is the launch and I've not got time to do that before the launch. I think the instructions are very detailed, as they always are with Sew Over It. As I say, you've got these lovely slanted pockets here. One of the things that is different is that when I opened the pattern piece, I was like, what? Now, you know, I don't really like pockets, guys. So there are patch pockets on the back, but I didn't bother with them, but I did the front pockets. But there's this yoke here, which is one piece. You cut it on the fold, and it has the, I can't remember if this is the upper or the lower pocket bag, so it's all one piece. And I was a bit like, I've not done that before, what's that? But actually I think it's quite flattering, particularly for anybody who's got a little bit of a mum tum like me. I mean, you know, mum tum, she's 26. But you know, if you just want a bit more forgiveness or coverage in that area, it's great. And actually, I have to say, it's maybe a bit more of a tailoring technique. I don't know. Sorry, I've got the sun blobs, but I can't block them out. Won't block the sun out. Yeah, I really like it. I loved how the pockets went in. I did interface, so you don't get, because obviously it's on the bias and I didn't want those to droop, so I did put one sort of strip of interfacing down there just to make sure that they didn't. But they came together really, really nicely. Instructions were great. As I said, there's nothing I don't like about anything about the construction. I would just make them slightly wider for me personally. So yeah, check them out. There's you'll hopefully have seen some pictures already. There's a coat, which the full length coat looks stunning. See, when I saw it, I kind of thought, wish I needed to make a coat, I don't. So there's a full length and a shorter coat. There is a dress and a pinafore, which also makes into a blouse. You've got this blouse. You've got, I'm trying to remember everything. You've got trousers. You've got a wrap top. I've probably missed something off. But you could certainly make a capsule wardrobe out of everything that's in that ebook. So yeah, head over to Sew Over It. I'll put a link in the description box and check it out, because I think there's probably something in there for everybody. And check out Sew Over It Facebook and Instagram, because the pattern insiders will be starting to share, and will be tagging themselves in on there, so you can see those. So I know that's a bit of a shorter one vlog today than it was on Friday. If you haven't checked out Friday yet, I'll put a link to it up here, because that is my seasonal sewing plans, or fabrics, or yeah, where my head's at. It's a bit of a bumper one, so please head over, show it some love, and let me know what your thoughts are. I'm going to head off now. Have a lovely Sunday, or whatever day you're watching this on, and I'll catch up with you again on Friday for some new makes. Bye for now.